welcome back to my channel. My name is KhadijaZynea and I'm happy you're here with me. Now, this is the first video of the year. I know you guys are like, what happened to Vlogmas? I don't even know what happened to Vlogmas, to be honest. Life happened, y'all. I'm so sorry. Life happened. But I am kicking off the new year, highly motivated. I have some things in store. And we're definitely going to get into these sit-down videos a little more often. Starting off the new year with a sit-down video, matter of fact. In this video, we're going to be discussing my ins and outs for 2024. That's right. We're starting 2024 on a good note. We are going out with the old, in with the new. And we have a new attitude this year. And I'm not just talking about the new year, new me. But I'm really talking about like being a better woman and becoming the woman that I want to be in this new year. Now, I know my followers range from, different ages, but as a woman that's approaching 30, child, I got to think about some stuff. I have to think about like how I want to be, and it's not just like, oh, all of a sudden just because I'm turning 30, I'm putting these things in perspective. But it's literally some things that I've really just been thinking about in general anyway. But it's like really dawning on me that I need to be proactive about it. So we're going to get into my ins and my outs for 2024. First on the list, we are out with self-doubt. Like, I know I am a bad bitch. I know that I'm a badass corporate woman. I know that when I walk into a room, all heads turn. But I have to stop doubting that. I have to stop doubting myself and doubting like what I can do and who I can be. And we're coming in with faith and reassurance and living in the world of delusion. So out with self-doubt in 2024 and in with the self-confidence and self-reassurance and knowing that when you step into the room, heads will turn, bodies will roll. And having the unknowing faith that you can do whatever you want. Secondly, fast fashion. We're out with the Sheins. Sorry to my Sheins girly. And this is not for anybody that's like on a budget, but just I'm a type of person, I am an impulsive spender. If there's a sale, I'm buying it. If there's something that's like cute and it's like 20% off, it's mine. No one can tell me any differently. But I want to really get away from like buying things so impulsively and just because it's on sale. And I think that's with me and that's with fast fashion. That's with the Sheins. That's with the H&Ms and things like that. And I really want to get into quality pieces like the just like learning where what's good fabric and what's bad fabric and like what lasts for a long time and what really shapes my body well, because I've come into my grown woman body because the weight just doesn't go like it used to. So it's just like learning what does that look like for me. The thing that's out for me is that goes along with the fast fashion is frivolous spending. It's like being in control of my spending. I just can't say no sometimes. Like I love a good time, honey. I love a good kiki. So I'm really trying to get in control of my finances. One of my goals for this year is to consistently contribute to my IRA. Like 401k, that's already done because I kind of do that from the front end before my paycheck even reaches my account. But I'm saying like the IRA and like really getting serious about my investments and knowing like where those go and where my stocks and my bonds, and even with my company that I'm with, like I'm fully vested. So my money is mine. And it's like knowing what does that even mean? So like really getting into that. I'm really trying to take control. So as far as like another out, it's like fast food. Like it's so quick to say like, oh, I'm just going to go get me a 4 for $4 or something from Golden Chick or McDonald's $3 bundle. But I really need to care more about like my eating habits. And like I said, as an older woman and as I'm getting older, the weight is not going as fast as it used to. So really taking control of that and figuring out like, how can I like make meals or better meals at home? And what does that look like? And also unhealthy choices. I'm tired of like just making decisions just because. I want to make more calculated decisions on all fronts. And this is an effort to becoming a better woman. Also trauma dumping and allowing people to trauma dump on me. Like, I'm not a burial ground for your trauma or your things that you're going through, when I, in fact, am going through many things myself. So that's out. Like, this, a while ago, me and one of my friends used to do this thing where if we called each other and we needed something and it was about to be a vent session, we would say, are you at a peace? Are you at peace? And are you able to receive what I'm about to give you? Or can I vent? It's asking for permission. And I think I have to enforce those boundaries. And that's something that I'm talking about in therapy with my therapist. Is like, I have no problem establishing boundaries. It's the enforcing that I have problems with. And along with that, it's the people pleasing. Like, why would I please you if I can't please myself? Like, I need to do for me and make sure that I'm cool. So let's review. My outs for 2024 is self-doubt, fast fashion, frivolous spending, fast food, unhealthy choices on all fronts, trauma dumping, people pleasing, and disqualifying the negative. And that's a term that I recently learned actually in therapy. So me and my therapist talked about how we can be going through situations and we focus so much on the negative that we just don't see the positive in the situation. Like, oh, you can be having a bad day, but you found like $2 in your pocket, but everything else in your life is like so bad that you disqualify the $2 that you found. So in 2024, I no longer want to disqualify the positives. I want to embrace the positives in my days. So those are some of the outs. And let's get into the ends. For 2024, I am embracing all of its possibilities. Like, whatever that looks like for me, whatever that looks like for my future, I am embracing it, and I am welcoming it with open arms, out with the old, out with the trauma, out with the stress, and with a piece of paradise and a piece of life. So for my 2024 ends, I am looking forward and I am having as much faith as possible, getting closer to God and defining what that looks like for me, whether it is like praying more or being more devotional or learning more about the Bible, just me deciding what that looks like for me and my faith and my relationship with God. I'm also looking into reading more. I love reader. I was actually an English major in college and I miss reading, but enough with the self-help books. Child, I just feel like if we're doing self-help books, are we really reading and taking it in, or are we just reading to like say we're being self-helped? Like, let me know if that makes sense, because I feel like a lot of times everybody always has like reading on their to-do list or reading on their like their, oh my God, over the years reading, and then they have all these self-help books, but they don't find the motivation to actually read because they feel like they're being preached or like taught at. Whereas I'm looking for reading for pleasure. So child, leave me alone with the self-help books. Enough with the 21 Laws of Power. Enough with the girl boss and money talks and all that. Enough with that. Give me the juicy content. Give me the Zanes. Give me the Jane Allens. Give me the Brianne's Browns and the Vanishing Halves. Like the Black Cakes and things like that. Give me the books that's juicy. The ones that's going to like allow me to escape and go into this world of paradise and get lost in the pages, so I don't go scrolling on my phone. That's what I'm looking for. So end with the books that's juicy and sweet and that has me ready to turn the page. Okay, honey? Next on the list, and which I kind of already talked about with the outs, is like saving for the future. So like I said, I already contribute to my 401k retroactively from the beginning. So before I even reach my account, my 401k is taken out. But I do want to contribute more to my Roth IRA and my traditional IRA. And I also want to make sure that I understand my medical benefits. And that goes from what medical services are offered to me, because I'm interested in getting LASIK this year. Every year I like to treat myself to a medical service because I have good insurance with my job. And last year, or for the past 2 years, it's been my braces, and hopefully, fingers crossed, these are coming off soon. But this year I'm looking into getting LASIK because I really want to. I've been wearing glasses since I was in the 3rd grade. So I really want to like treat myself today. Treat myself to 2020 vision. but also understanding what that looks like for my finances, what that looks like from my job standpoint, and like what they're willing to contribute, and if they're even willing to contribute to a medical expense like that. And also taking advantage of the mental health. Like I said, I recently got back into therapy. I've been in therapy now for about 6 months again. It's been great, and I can talk more about that on my channel later, and like some of the things that I've been taught in therapy. But it was something that I definitely wanted to do by the end of 2023, was get back into therapy, and I'm so glad I did. It's been so helpful so far in my journey, whether it's like from grieving my father into like dealing with some of the inequities in my life like right now, and some of the things that I've been going through, especially in this time period of my life where I'm approaching 30. I definitely need someone other than my friends to like vent and talk to, and kind of like throw some of my problems and worries onto. And I think I used to look at therapy as like, oh, let me just like everything that I've bottled up in, let me throw it out on my therapist. But it's more so like, how can I work through the things that I'm bottling up, or why am I bottling these things up and not sharing them? So that's something that I've been working on. But also taking PTO. I am a PTO hoarder, because I'm like, oh, you never know what I'm going to need time for. Like, yeah, I may like give myself on Fridays, I like don't respond to emails, or I don't take meetings after a certain time. But also like understanding and giving myself those mental health days, since my company don't give us mental health days. So this year I've decided that, because I have banked so much time, y'all, I've banked about 3 months of time, that I am going to give myself one mental health day a month. I am going to take a full 8 hours off of work, just because I need it. I need a day where I'm not stressed or worried, and it doesn't matter if I feel the need to take a day, I'm going to take a day. That's the reason we have PTO. That's the reason we have vacation. So I'm also going to do that. And I've previously talked about this with the outs, but I'm enforcing boundaries, honey. Like, I have no problem establishing them, but sticking true to them and enforcing them, I have trouble with them. And that's something that we're working through in therapy. Is like enforcing boundaries. So in with enforcing, out with like letting people like walk all over me, or witnessing someone walk all over somebody else. And also the thing I'm working very hard on this year is career advancement. I've been in my role for quite some time now, and not even just the being in my role, because I enjoy my job and I enjoy what I do, but with the pandemic, pre-pandemic, I was like networking queen. Like, I was a social butterfly, and I truly miss that. So this year I'm really working on like establishing and growing my professional network, and looking into like different career advancement opportunities, whether they be certificates, programs, events, conferences, and things like that. But just really just being the corporate bad bitch that I know I could be, to be very honest, the corporate boss. I'm not trying to be a girl boss, because unlike a lot of people, I have no desire to be an entrepreneur. I like having benefits. I like having a little structure. I like having the ability to take time off and not have to worry about where's my dollars going to come from. I just don't have the desire for that right now. But I do have the desire to like share my story and be a mentor, and tell people like, just because you're from a certain areas, or even to shine light on my industry and being a Black woman in the marketing and advertising industry, because you don't see a lot of them. And you definitely don't see a lot of them in the CSR space. So just being that helping hand and shining some light on the industry. But yeah, just a few of the ins and outs that I've come up with for the 2024 year. If you guys have any, please let me know. Drop them down in the comments below. If you guys are struggling to figure out what you kind of don't want to deal with this year, and what you do want to deal with, or what you do want to embrace this year, all this video was some inspiration for you. As I said, this is the first video of the year, first sit down video, and the first video of the year. Let me know how much you guys enjoyed. If you found this information useful or inspirational, please let me know. Drop some comments below. And as always, comment, like, and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one.